everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Caitlin, and if you are new here, I hope you stay. We talk about all things feel good and smell good, all the girly things. So if that sounds like the type of content that you love, I hope you subscribe, like, and comment this video. My voice is still going in and out, so I do apologize in advance. I have my hot tea, I have some cough drops. I'm gonna do my best to make it through this video without losing my voice, but I do apologize if it sounds a little funny. I'm doing my best to make sure that the audio is good. I do have my mic set up, but again, like I said, I've been sick. I am still fighting whatever the sickness was that I had. It's still in my chest, but like I said, I'm gonna do my best to get through this video. Today, I'm going to go over some of my top celebrity fragrances that I have. Now, I do have a decent amount of celebrity fragrances in front of me. I don't have a crazy amount of celebrity fragrances just because I try to keep my amount of perfumes that I have down. That way, I'm not just mindlessly spending money on, things that I've never smelled or even perfumes that I may not even like. I read all of the notes, like on Fragrantica. I do try to look up all of the notes for everything whenever I'm out and about. A lot of these I get from like Ross and Marshall's, TJ Maxx, places like that, and you can really get them for next to nothing. I mean, like 10-15 bucks. And if you can smell good for 10-15 bucks, that's incredible to me. I love that. So I'm actually going to start with one specific celebrity because I do have a couple of her fragrances in this collection. Not collection, but I do have a couple of her fragrances like in this group. So I'm actually going to just go ahead and get this one out of the way because this is a pretty popular one. So this is Cloud by Ariana Grande. So Cloud, we all know, is a pretty popular dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540. I do agree, this one's just a little bit more sweet. This one is kind of airy. It does have like a coconut note in it. Let me grab the notes actually really quick. So the notes for Cloud are lavender, pear, bergamot. The middle notes are whipped cream, praline, coconut, and vanilla orchid. And the base notes are musk and woody notes. So the lavender that's in this is not like a super heavy lavender. You really don't even smell pure, true lavender in this. It kind of mixes with the pear and the bergamot to give it like a little bit more of that airy, soft, kind of a clean vibe. If you've smelled In the Stars or Life of the Party from Bath & Body Works, those do smell very similar to this. You get the whipped cream note. You don't get the coconut note in a way that's like beachy coconut, in my opinion. Doesn't smell like sunscreen or anything like that, but it does just kind of elevate it and give it a little bit more of that creaminess, a little bit of like almost like an earthiness, which kind of comes out a little bit more in the dry down whenever it mixes with the musk and the woody notes, in my opinion. This is a really nice one. It's very long lasting. I think I get probably like 8 to 9 hours out of this one, if not more, especially on my clothes. I can smell it for days, like if I spray it on a jacket or something, or even when I go to do laundry. A lot of the time I can still smell it on the clothes after, like while I'm doing laundry. So the next one I'm gonna go over is Ari by Ariana Grande. Like I said, I do have a couple of her perfumes. She makes very good perfumes. I mean, it is what it is. Even if you don't like her as a celebrity, I'm sure that she has at least one perfume that you would really enjoy. I had to slow down on using this one just because I didn't want to use it up. I am the kind of person that doesn't like rebuying perfumes over and over again. I hate not having them in my collection, but I hate having to go out and spend money on them again. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. But I have a pretty good dent. This is just a 1 ounce. I would definitely have this gone by now if I didn't like make myself chill out on it. This one has top notes of raspberry, pear, and grapefruit. Middle notes of vanilla orchid, lily of the valley, and rose. And base notes of marshmallow, musk, and woody notes. The two main notes that I get in this one are the raspberry and the marshmallow. It just smells like a raspberry, like if you was to melt a marshmallow, but like not toast it, just melt it with like marshmallow fluff and mix like raspberries in it. That's what I get from this. It's so pretty. It doesn't last a crazy amount of time on me, but I mean, I'd say I probably get like 4 to 5 hours out of that one. That is one of my most complimented celebrity fragrances, I would say. My boyfriend really likes that one on me. He loves like the very sweet scents like that. That is a great compliment getter. It's great if you're going out to like brunch or lunch or anything. I wouldn't suggest it for like a dinner date, but it's so pretty. The dry down is like a very milky, kind of like it almost smells like a milky, like I guess like a milkshake, like a smoothie or a milkshake with raspberry in it. It's very pretty. You can pick that one up typically at like Ross or Marshall's. You can also get it at Walmart and on Amazon. I do want to get the bigger size of that one because I know that I will go through it. It's just I don't like spending money and I don't want to have to rebuy it. So the last Ariana Grande perfume that I have in my collection is Sweet Like Candy. Now the bottles are very similar to the Sweet Like Candy and Ari. They're pretty cute, they're pretty juvenile, but I like them. So this one has notes of blackberry, pear, and bergamot. So similar to the other one, the top notes was, I believe, raspberry, pear, and bergamot. Middle notes are whipped cream, marshmallow, blackcurrant, frangipani, jasmine, and honeysuckle. And the base notes are vanilla and cashmere wood. So if you can't tell from the notes, this is a very, very sweet perfume. It does smell a bit artificial, but not... Like it really does smell like candy, like a powder, like a sweet powdered candy, like the powder that is on like marshmallows, like the powdered sugar kind of texture that's on marshmallows. It smells like that. You get the blackberry. A combination that would actually be really pretty with this is blackberry and basil from Bath and Body Works. It's out right now. This is my annual sale, and this. I just thought of that combo. I'm probably going to try that out tonight and see if I like that actually. That sounds really good. But like I said, you get the blackberry, the whipped cream, the marshmallow. I get a little bit of that black currant. You don't get a ton of the florals that's in this, but I will say that you get a tiny bit, but I think it just elevates it. It gives it a little bit more depth. It makes it really pretty. The base notes, you do definitely get the vanilla and the cashmere wood. So in the dry down, it does turn a little bit more smooth. It gets a bit more, like it does get a little bit creamier. It gets a little bit more sweet in the dry down. It just smells so good. It's very girly, very feminine. I like wearing this to bed. It's not overpowering. It's not overbearing. Similar to Ari, I get probably like 4 to 5 hours wear time out of this one. On my clothes, it does last a little bit longer. This is a very nice one. You can also get this at like Target, or not Target, Marshall's, like TJ Maxx, Walmart, Amazon. Don't get it from Amazon because it's expensive, but I definitely want to get a bigger bottle of this. This is my second 1 ounce bottle. I actually bought this not in 2022, but in 2021. From Walgreens. It was in a gift set for like 20 bucks. I think I got like a Christmas ornament and like a lotion, I think. But this is a very good one. I really enjoy these. Ariana Grande does make very nice fragrances, whether you like her music or not. This is a nice one to pick up. They're very, very good as far as like lasting power goes, especially for a celebrity fragrance, in my opinion. I do enjoy all of those very much. So the next celebrity fragrance I'm going to go over is Sweet Tooth by Sabrina Carpenter. Now, Sabrina Carpenter, I had never even heard of her until this perfume came out. So I think she's like a singer. I've never listened to her music, but she does come out with very nice fragrances. Well, I think this is her first, but it's very good. So the top notes for this one are marshmallow, candy, ginger, chocolate, and bergamot. Middle notes are Madagascar vanilla, coconut milk, and jasmine. The base notes are whipped cream, sugar, musk, and cashmere wood. So obviously I really like sweet fragrances. I love like fragrances with marshmallow in them. They're very comforting to me. They're very, like, with these particularly, they are juvenile, but they're not, like, they do still have a little bit of depth to them. They're not, like, super crazy juvenile. This one just smells so good. Now, this one to me does smell very similar to Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere from Philosophy. They both have a very similar vibe. Yeah, they're both like a very creamy vanilla fragrance. So for this one, you do get the marshmallow, you get the whipped cream, you get the vanilla, you do get the chocolate, but it's almost like a powdered, like hot chocolate type of note. It's not like a fake chocolatey type of scent like you do get it. I think there's a couple one or two Killian fragrances that have a chocolate note in them, that in the beginning it's very harsh, very in your nose. They still smell very good, but this one to me is just more like a powdered hot chocolate. So before you put anything in it, you do get the ginger in the beginning, but it just gives it like a more candy like vibe. So it is candy ginger, a candy ginger note, and like you said, it kind of elevates the opening of it a little bit. Yeah, it just makes it, to me, it makes it smell a little bit more like a candied marshmallow, or like a chocolate covered marshmallow with like maybe something else mixed in the bag. So I don't really get the coconut milk note specifically, but I think it does make it a little bit more creamy. It's just a very creamy, very sweet, almost gourmand type of fragrance. I really enjoy this one. I have probably put a pretty good dent in the bottle already. You can't really see through. I think I'm maybe to like right there already. So I've used probably about a quarter of this one. The bottle to this one is pretty cute too, in my opinion. People say it's juvenile. I say it's cute. So still on the very sweet vanilla kick, Eilish by Billie Eilish is probably the #1 celebrity fragrance that came out in the last couple years. This is so pretty. I've had to savor the last little bit of this one because like I just don't want to rebuy it, and I know I'm gonna have to because it's so good. So to put it in perspective, this is kind of like Sweet Tooth on steroids. So it's like the grown-up version of Sweet Tooth. So this one has notes of sugar, red berries, and mandarin orange, middle notes of vanilla, cacao, spicy notes, and rose, and it has base notes of tonka bean, amber, musk, and woody notes. So it's another one that's very creamy, very sweet. You get a little bit of the cacao in it, so kind of similar to Sweet Tooth. It's kind of like a powdered chocolate, but this one is just so pretty. It does kind of have like a similar DNA to Bare Vanilla from Victoria's Secret, but again, like on steroids. So it's not just like a basic vanilla. It's not, a lot of people said when it first came out that it was a basic vanilla, but I don't think they ever actually sprayed it on their skin. When you spray this on your skin, it transforms into the most beautiful vanilla fragrance. This is probably my number 1, number 2 most complimented perfume, like in the sweet category anyways. This is like way up there. It's super long lasting. This one does run about 60 bucks or so, $65. The smaller ones are cheaper, but go big or go home with this one because like I said, I've had to stop myself from using every last drop because I'm just trying to savor it. The bottle is really pretty too. Like a lot of people I know put this out for display like in their living rooms. I've seen some Pinterest pictures where people use those for like display. You put them on like a little vanity tray and you put it on like an entryway table or your coffee table in your living room, and it actually looks very pretty. But aside from that, the perfume is just incredible. It's one of the best sweet celebrity fragrances I think that I've ever smelled. So much more elevated, than even just like what I'm describing, what the notes are like even giving in the perfume. I really thoroughly enjoy that one. The projection also on that one is unmatched. I mean, it's probably like 6 or 7 feet. It leaves a scent trail. I get compliments every single time I wear that one, and I compliment myself because it smells so good. So next I'm gonna go over one that I never hear anyone talk about. So this one is called Stash Privé by Sarah Jessica Parker. Now this one smells very similar to Chanel Chance Otandra. It's very like fresh and clean, kind of sweet. It's not really like overly fruity. It's not like that type of fruity. It's kind of like the shampoo-y body wash, fresh and clean type of fruity. So the main accords for this one is actually citrus, aromatic, sweet, fruity, musky, soft, spicy, leather, woody, smoky, and herbal, which does not line up at all with the notes that are in it really, at least the bottom half. But the top notes for this are quince, grapefruit, and pink pepper. Middle notes are sage and Tunison orange blossom. The base notes are birch, musk, and Haitian vetiver. So for this one, you definitely get like that grapefruity kind of fresh opening. The pink pepper note is not like an in-your-face pink pepper. It's a very smooth pink pepper note. I can't stand when something is like, it just smells peppery. I am not that type of person that likes that. But this one is very, very nice. Like I said, it does smell very similar to Chanel Chance Otandra. The dry down of this one is kind of a almost your scent but better, but it does have projection. It does have some throw. You get the sage a little bit in it. Like it does give it like an herbally vibe, but not, it doesn't smell like essential oils or anything like that. There was a fragrance mist that smelled kind of similar to this, but I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. If I think of it, I will put it in on the screen or in the description box. But this one is actually very pretty. I think I picked this up for like $8. This is the 1 fluid ounce, I believe, yeah. So this is the 1 fluid ounce, but I believe I picked this up for like $8 from Marshall's. This one is pretty long lasting. I think I put this on, I don't know, it was earlier in the morning, like about a week ago whenever I first got sick. I put this on about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I think like I could still smell it at like 1 or 2. So it is decent, like it does have a decent amount of lasting power, but it doesn't have a ton of throw. But like I said, it's just like apple juice from Zara, Chanel Chance, those vibes. If you like fresh and clean and sweet, this is perfect, and it costs next to nothing. I see this one pretty often at like Ross and Marshall's. This is not the original Stash. This is Stash Privé, I think is how you say it. So don't get the original Stash. I've heard that one's really good too, but this one is my favorite, and it's if you like that fresh and clean vibe, this is definitely one to pick up. So next up, I've gone over this one at least once or twice. This is M from Mariah Carey. This is my second big bottle, I believe, of this one, and I also have, not sure where it's at. Oh, I have a 1 ounce of the OG, so the juice is a lot darker on these. This one, I've heard that since it was reformulated, like this one, you do get a little bit more like intensity to it, but this one's not available anymore, so I just like to go over the one that is available. This is the one that I've bought. I've gone through another bottle of, and I had to scramble to get another one because I will never not have this in my collection. So the top notes for this one are marshmallow, seawater. The middle notes are tier flower and gardenia. The base notes are incense, amber, and patchouli. This one is so unique. I've never smelled anything like this before, and it does have a love-hate relationship for a lot of people, or so I've heard, but for me, nothing but love. So You get like an aquatic note whenever you do first spray it. It is a little bit aquatic, but it's also like a fluffy aquatic, like a very sweet, from the marshmallow. It's very sweet. It's almost a little bit salty whenever you first spray it, but like in the best way possible. This one's such a hard one for me to describe, but you get the gardenia. You definitely do get the gardenia in it, but once it mixes with the C notes and the marshmallow, it just blends together and becomes like a very fluffy, clean type of scent. Now the dry down in it, you get the incense in it for sure, and the amber. I don't get patchouli in this at all. Now it does make it last longer, I can imagine, because this lasts for hours on me, especially for being like a fresh and clean type of scent. This lasts for hours on me. Now this one is kind of an odd one because for like on my skin particularly, I get the C notes first, and then I get some of like the white floral, so you get the tiara flower and the gardenia, and then the dry down for me is when the marshmallow really kicks in and mixes with that incense note, and it becomes like a very sweet, not super smoky type of scent, but you do like that marshmallow just kind of takes a different shape, takes a different form. I'm just gonna keep smelling this one. It's just perfect. If you like fresh and clean, I'm not even sure what to compare this to specifically, but if you like fresh and clean type of scents, this is perfect for you. If you can find this, at least just smell it, spray it on your skin, and let it dry down, because if you don't like white florals, you may not like this straight off the bat, but let it mix with your skin, let those notes mix together, kind of marinate, and then judge it. Just try it out. Let me know what you think. If you like this one, if you have this one, if you love it, let me know. Leave a comment down below. This is one of my #1 fragrances of all time, and it's another one that's a compliment magnet. The lasting power is 8+ hours on it. Sillage is incredible. I mean, it's like it projects so much, and it lingers in a room too. You walk in a room, you're gonna be able to smell it when you walk out. Like everybody else is gonna know that you was there. So please pick this one up if you haven't. If you already have it, let me know what you think down below. So next up is one that is pretty unique. It's another one that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. I think it is a pretty slept on fragrance, but it's one that, in my opinion, is very pretty, and it smells way more high-end than what it actually is. So it is Rogue by Rihanna. Now this is like a 4.2 ounce bottle that I think I got for like 20 or 25 bucks on Amazon. If I can, I will try to link everything in the description box. If I can't, for some reason my links don't always work. Like it won't let me link everything. So what I've been having to do is just link my Amazon storefront, and I do have some different lists on there with different like fragrances, so like my recommendations. So I'll try to link that if I can't link the actual fragrance itself. But Rogue by Rihanna is so unique. So this is a dupe for Bottega Veneta, which is, I believe it's a niche fragrance. This is so pretty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read the notes before I go into talking about it. Let me get these pulled up here. So it does have top notes of lemon blossom and cyclamen, middle notes of suede, plum, rose, and jasmine, and base notes of patchouli, vanilla, musk, woody notes, and amber. So you get the plum, especially straight off. You definitely get the plum, you get the suede. This is one that I really like wearing in the wintertime and the fall time. But you can pull it off in the summertime. I wouldn't say wear this in like a 100-degree day. But if you're going out in the evening, this is one that you could definitely wear. It's so long lasting. I mean, this is like one of my longest lasting celebrity fragrances, hands down. But for this one, it's like a rough around the edge type of fragrance. So like I said, you get the suede, you get the plum, you do get the woody notes, the musk, the vanilla, you get all of the base notes that's in it, especially in the dry down. But this one is kind of like a creamy plum note, like it's a creamy plum like fragrance with the suede mixed in it. So it's like if you was to spray a plum fragrance on a leather jacket, like a real leather jacket, or on like a leather couch. So the bottle to this one's pretty cool too. It has like little spikes in the bottom of it, which I think is really unique. You don't really see that in a lot of fragrances. But this one, I don't ever hear anyone talk about this, hardly ever. I've seen 1 or 2 videos a very long time ago of someone ranting and raving about it. But this one, so this is a tough one to describe. So you get a little bit of the rose, the plum, and the suede. I don't get a lot of like the white floral. I don't really get any of like the lemon blossom, the jasmine, the cyclamen. Again, I'm sure it does elevate the fragrance, but I personally don't get that. You get the woody notes, the musk, the vanilla, amber, patchouli, and even on Fragrantica, this one is compared to Bottega Veneta. So immediately it does have the same type of leathery, earthy notes. It's a very leathery forward fragrance. So it doesn't smell anything like a celebrity fragrance, but we all know Rihanna is a boss at making incredible perfume. So kind of like Rebel Fleur, that's another one that she come out with, and it's very elevated. It doesn't smell like a celebrity fragrance whatsoever. It doesn't have that like girly girl, teenager type of DNA. This one is very grown up, very adult, without being mature. It's not super crazy mature, but you can get like a 4.2 ounce bottle of this. Like, compared to my head, these are huge. These are, like I said, I think like 20-25 bucks, and it's hands down one of the best celebrity fragrances ever released, especially for the price point. If you like leather fragrances with a feminine twist, this is one to pick up for sure. You can find this at Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, I think probably even like Burlington, but this is definitely one to grab if you can get your hands on it. So next up, I'm gonna go over one that a lot of you, I'm sure, have had or had like a rendition of it, like a flanker of it at some point. This one to me, this is a flanker of the original, but this one to me is a little more, it's a little better. So it's a little bit more sweet, it's a little bit more like candy-like almost, a little more like gourmand per se. So this is Fantasy Intense from Britney Spears. Now, not to be confused with the original Fantasy, this is the Intense version of that. So I do have Fantasy around here somewhere. So this is Fantasy. This is Fantasy Intense. Now, the Intense version I've heard is a little bit more similar to the original. So they did reformulate Fantasy, and then they came out with this one, and I've heard this one's a little closer to the original, and I don't remember what the original smelled like, to be honest with you, but this one is beautiful, super long lasting, but in my opinion, actually the original Fantasy is a little more long lasting, at least to me, unless I just go nose blind to it. But this one has notes of kiwi, pear, and lychee, middle notes of white chocolate, cupcake, jasmine, and orchid, and base notes of patchouli, woodsy notes, orris, and musk. Now, don't get it wrong, this one is very long lasting. I mean, I definitely get at least 7 hours of this one. This one has more of the cupcake and white chocolate in it than the original does. So this one is a little bit more lighthearted. So I feel like you get a little bit more of the kiwi and the lychee in this one, rather than this one has a little bit more of the gourmand. So like the white chocolate and the cupcake. And I think, like, in my opinion, you get a little bit more of the woodsy notes in this one, especially right out of the bottle. It almost has like a masculine touch to it. Like not, it does. Okay, I'm back. My memory was full again. There's some issues with an app that I used to edit, but it's okay. I think we're good now. I'm not sure where the video cut off specifically, but I do know that I was going over Fantasy Intense by Britney Spears. So the last thing I remember talking about was that initially this does come off a bit masculine. So like just the initial spray, like right out the bottle, has a little bit more of those like woody notes. And I think I said it had musk and orris in it. So in my opinion, those notes kind of come out first. But in the dry down, it's nothing but like cupcake and white chocolate with a little bit of that lychee and that kiwi to elevate it. It does make it like a little bit more feminine, a little bit more sweet. So in my opinion, this smells like a straight up like fruity cupcake, but like with maybe white chocolate icing or something, or like dipped in white chocolate. This one is so good, and it's so much sweeter. It's so much better than the original. I love the original, don't get me wrong. Like, I've used most of the bottle, but this one does lean a bit more juvenile in my opinion than the Intense does. But like I said, this one, I think you can pick this up on Amazon for like 25 bucks. I've seen it out and about. I think like Ross, Marshall's, one of the two. I've seen it, but I never picked it up until I finally decided one day that I was just gonna buy it on Amazon. And I think that it was probably like a couple bucks cheaper in store, but it is a little bit more hard to find. But seriously, if you can find this one, if you like fantasy, you're gonna like this one, because this one is just what the name is, more intense. But it's so much more elevated. It's very long lasting. A huge compliment getter. Huge. So the next one that I'm gonna go over is actually one that Ksenia here on YouTube put me onto. This one, leave a comment down below if you know which one I'm about to talk about, because I'm sure, I think I just gave it away, but I'm sure if you have watched any type of perfume YouTube videos, if you've ever watched Ksenia a day in your life, you know that this is one of her all-time favorite perfumes. So this is Miami Glow by JLo. This one it's shocked me so much, because she does not like shampoo-y type of scents. That's almost what this one gives me, but like way better. Like a super high-end luxury type of shampoo. It does give like a bit of a soapy vibe, but in the absolute most best way possible. The initial vibe of this when you spray it out is a bit, like I said, a bit soapy, but the dry down ends up smelling like almost like a tropical drink, or like you're bathing in like an open, what are they called? Like a house, like the hut on a beach. Like if you was taking a bath, like drinking a tropical drink on a beach, like with your windows open, like you have your own private like little resort. That's the vibes that this gives me. The lasting power is insane on this one. So whenever I smell this one, I actually think of whenever I was on the beach, and like I literally was swimming in the pool. I went and like we swam in the ocean. We were out on the beach for a long time. I could still smell this on me whenever I came back. I literally walked into the elevator and got a compliment on how good I smelled after swimming in the pool, after being out in the ocean, after playing on the beach for hours. That's how strong this one is. The lasting power for like on me is insane. So the top notes for this one is passion fruit, coconut milk, and pink grapefruit. You definitely get the passion fruit and the coconut milk. So straight off, in my opinion, it comes off as like a milky passion fruit note. So the middle notes are orange blossom, cyclamen, and heliotrope. So you do get a little bit of that floral in the dry down. It's not like, definitely not like a floral scent at all in my opinion, but I think that's where like the soapiness comes from. The base notes are vanilla, musk, and amber. So like your typical base notes. This one, I can't even really describe this one to its full, so like what it should be described as, because it's just so pretty. I don't want to spray it on myself because I have some, I'll just spray it on my sleeve. I have some perfume supposed to come in the mail today, and I don't want to spray this on my skin because I want to be able to smell those. Oh my gosh, this one is just so good. I'm just gonna stay here for like 10 minutes and smell it. I don't like this. The bottle's kind of cool too because it does come with like a little bracelet with flip-flops on it. I lost my cap while I was moving, so whenever I moved I did lose a little cap for it. I'm sure it's around here somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. If you like tropical scents, if you like fruity, beachy, a little soapy, even if you don't like soapy scents, this one is not soapy like that. If you like tropical fruity scents, if you want to feel like you are on vacation in a private resort, feeling like you're taking a bubble bath with a fruity drink in hand with the windows open, like private, your own space, get this. Like, it will just take you to a whole different mindset, a whole different place. It'll just put you in a vacation mood and make you feel just so much better. It just elevates my mood so much. Let me know if you guys have this one, if you like this one. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think if you pick it up because of this video. I love this one so much. So next up is one that is actually a spot on dupe in my opinion of a designer fragrance. It is on the higher end side. Now this one runs probably about $25 for the big bottle. You can get it for next to nothing for a 1 ounce, I think, like maybe 10 bucks. But this is Prerogative by Britney Spears. So Prerogative is a spot on dupe for Black Opium by YSL. They smell identical. I love Black Opium. Yeah, they smell identical. So the dry tone for this one, you get a teensy bit more coffee when your nose is like right up to your skin. Just when it's like right up to your skin. Versus Black Opium, to me, you get a bit more vanilla. You get a bit more, I don't really want to say you even get more of anything because they smell identical. Like, if you held these up, if you put these on your skin and spray them like to somebody that doesn't know perfume at all, side by side, they could not tell the difference. They could not tell the difference between these two. These are, so like this one, especially in passing, someone would straight away think that you're wearing Black Opium. This one lasts longer though. Like this one, I think I got like probably like 8 hours out of roughly. But this one, it only lasts like maybe 5 hours on me. I don't know what it is. Like, people say it's super crazy long lasting, but it doesn't last that long on me. I love it though. It smells so good. But Prerogative, it has the top notes of apricot, goji berries, pink pepper, middle notes of coffee, saffron, and red lily. Now, if you didn't know, saffron is one of the most expensive spices in the world. And to have that in a celebrity fragrance is just so wild to me. I'm gonna spray it on my sleeve. Spot on to Black Opium. But saffron is one of the most expensive spices in the world. And if you didn't know, it's in fragrances like, I can't remember like very many of them, but I know that it's in like Baccarat. Beyond that, I don't remember off the top of my head, to be honest. But this one had base notes of sandalwood and amberwood. So this one doesn't have vanilla in it, but it smells just like coffee and vanilla. Like just like Black Opium, they have a little bit of the floral, which the floral will come from like the saffron and the red lily. And this one I don't get really any berries in it, but I think that probably is what's sweetening it up a little bit. Now on Fragrantica, of course, it does say like this perfume reminds me of the very first one is Black Opium. Now Black Opium has notes of, so it has notes of pear, pink pepper, orange blossom, coffee, jasmine, bitter almond, licorice, and then base notes are like vanilla, patchouli, cashmere woods, and cedar. So the notes are similar, but they're not spot on, but they smell spot on similar, like the same. They're the same perfume, just with a different makeup. I really like Prerogative, and the bottle's kind of cool. It's kind of like awkward to display because it is like a crooked perfume bottle, but it is pretty cool. I like how you can see through the bottle. That one is definitely, it smells way more high-end than what it actually is. Like I said, I think that was like 20-25 bucks on Amazon. Well worth it. I really need to pull that one out of my collection, to be honest, and start wearing it more because I've been wearing Black Opium a lot. But I definitely need to get my use out of Prerogative because it's so cheap and it's so good. And it smells just like Black Opium with longer lasting power, so I'm not sure why I haven't been using it. So the next one I'm gonna pull out is one that I've had in my collection for a little bit, and I'm not sure how I haven't finished this bottle off because I love it so much. The lasting power is not immaculate on it, but it does give you a few hours of good wear time. So this is Love by Sofia Vergara. So Love is one that it's in the same family as like Black Opium and Prerogative by Britney Spears. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dupe this one. So this is not a spot on dupe. It's not identical, but I would say they're very close sisters. This one smells similar to Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. So The Only One, to my nose, like really the only difference is I believe this one has like violet in it, which gives it a bit of like powderiness. I love this one so much. So this one has like caramel, vanilla, like I said, the violet, coffee. It smells so good. But so like in my opinion, this one, it's super similar to, like I said, it's not spot on, but it's very similar to it. It's like if Black Opium and The Only One had a baby. That's what this one is. So if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money to smell like a designer, like a high-end designer perfume, this one was like $5, like not even kidding, like maybe $5.99 for this is a 1 ounce. I could have easily finished this one off, honestly, if I remembered that I even had this one in my collection. I forgot all about this one that was in my like little perfume tier cart, but this one is so pretty. So the notes for Love are, the top notes are passion fruit, orange blossom, green apple, and mandarin orange. So it does come off like a little, like a smidge fruity right off the bat, but not bright fruity in any way, shape, or form. So the middle notes for this one are Colombian coffee, orchid, coffee blossom, orris, and magnolia. So you do get the coffee blossom, and I did find out that coffee blossom is not, it has like a vibe of coffee to it, But if you mix like coffee beans and flowers together, like if you grind them up and mix it together, that's kind of what it smells like. Colombian coffee is a very strong coffee, but it's very smooth, so it almost smells like it has caramel in it, or like caramel and milk is almost what it smells like, the actual coffee beans to my nose. The base notes are praline, vanilla, amberwood, and ambrette, or it says musk mallow, which you get the praline in it, but the praline is not super strong, to be honest. Like it's just enough to elevate it a little bit. It smells so pretty. Like honestly, this is one that I'm not sure how I haven't gone through multiple bottles of this, but this is definitely going to be finished off within the next couple months, because this is a 1 ounce and I'm like well over halfway done. But love is one that it's going to be, like I said, kind of similar to Black Opium. Like if Black Opium and The Only One had a baby, that's what you would get. It's very sweet, it's very creamy, it's pretty long lasting for like what it is, but I mean maybe like 3 or 4 hours, give or take. It's a good bedtime fragrance too. So this one actually, I just had an epiphany. You guys, Jimmy Choo Fever. It's an exact dupe of Jimmy Choo Fever. So I haven't used this one a whole lot. I actually got this one when I was trading perfumes with somebody that I met in one of the fragrance groups. She had this one. I traded like a couple Michael Kors fragrances. This is exactly Love by Sofia Vergara. Like I just realized how similar. And I love Fever. But like I haven't had a chance to use it a whole lot. I've gotten a couple uses out of it. Spot on. Spot on. No wonder I like that one so much. Alright guys, so that was my top 12, currently my top 12 favorite celebrity fragrances that I have in my collection. I do have a few more. I don't have a super crazy amount of celebrity fragrances. Like I said before, I do try to control myself on the amount of celebrity fragrances that I get, because I don't want to go super crazy with them and end up not ever using them. I don't want them to just sit in my collection. I like using my stuff. I don't like just letting it sit there and go to waste. But those are, like I said, some of my perfumes that like 20-25 bucks and under. You can smell good on a budget. You know, if you're bougie on a budget, you like to smell good for cheap, those are absolutely perfect finds for you guys. You're gonna smell so much more high-end, so much more elevated than what you actually paid for any of them. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all your love and support. We've already hit over 200 followers, subscribers, which is crazy to me, because YouTube is such a fun platform, but I didn't think that it would grow this quickly for me. But I love you guys so much. I really appreciate your support. If you guys would help in like sending the video to somebody that you think would enjoy it, or if, like I said, if you enjoy it, please comment down below, subscribe, like the video. If you don't like the video, dislike it, because that helps too. I just really appreciate everything that you guys have done, especially the ones that have followed me from Instagram. My Instagram is almost at 3,000 followers already, and I just made it a few months ago, which is insane. So I really appreciate you guys being part of the family. I hope that you choose to be part of the Feel Good family. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you.